breaking news, China trading has just now gone live. What is the volume going to do? And also T-Mobile, they're running blockchain nodes. What is going on? We're the ones around the blockchain. I got to throw that DP off his feed every now and then. It's going to be a great episode. Like I said, we're talking about China, talking about a fake cancer scammer. Did you give them ETH? Don't lie. And also T-Mobile running some Polygon nodes. We got some great guests. So one of them, a really good ventriloquist. You might not see their lips move too much. It is Crypto Crow with just the wonderful photo. Crypto Crow, how goes it?
It's going well. Sorry about my technical difficulties, but I'm here.
Hey, it's must have been that Solana phone or something. No, wait, no, that's not what you're using. I think, yeah, we had some cam issues. Also on today, we have Evan Aldo. Evan, always ask this, but are you currently in a juicy trade right now?
Oh, yeah. I'm short on Ethereum, so that's locked in profits. So I'm debating whether to add to that right now. It's tough.
Ooh, wow, tough call. Also, we have Crypto Blood, and are the Blood-alytics, have they been prompting you to get into a juicy trade?
We've been short. Yeah, we've been short Bitcoin and Ethereum since last night. So yeah, we're up. We're up.
All right. And speaking of short, we have someone very, very not short, Crypto Crow. He just gave out a free coin to his community. So hopefully if you listen to us and you sub to his channel, you got some free Crow. What is it? Is it Crow coin?
Not this is Crow token.
Crow token.
Yeah, this is a fun thing. I call it the best shit coin on Cardano. It's not worth anything. It's just for fun. Showing appreciation and love. What the community does with it, they do.
Crow token dropping from the sky. Some say it's S coin. I say it's anything. But all right, well, let's talk about crypto trading going live in Hong Kong. I want to just check the time right now. Let me hit refresh. They are waking up, folks. It is 5:13 a.m. That is the time in Hong Kong. And the trading is now going live. After being banned all the way back in 2021, the Securities and Futures Commission, that is the entity in charge of overseeing whether or not someone can have a license. They have granted a couple licenses so far, smaller exchanges, but we also have Huobi and OKX on, in the process right now, trying to get their application approved. And Binance has yet to comment. We don't know what Binance is doing. One can assume, they did get started in Shanghai. I'm sure they're probably applying as well. But crypto will remain banned in mainland China. Hong Kong and mainland China, they have different rules. It's a separate legal system there. So Crypto Crow, I'm going to go more conspiratorial here. This isn't anything related to Hong Kong. This is just, maybe I'm wearing a tinfoil hat. Maybe you could talk me out of this realm of thinking. Is it a coincidence that China banned crypto at the top and in the midst of a bear market said, hey, now you can buy some again?
Yeah, I don't know. I find it pretty interesting, but I also think that to some degree, I don't know all of the details of what's going on with their whole unification of countries and what they're using is, what everything they're planning on using to back their new currency and how they want it to compete with what the U.S. is doing. And if I were a foreign entity or a foreign country and I were looking at the U.S. and the way they're just trying to shut crypto down in so many different ways and make it difficult, this Operation Choke Point and everything associated with that, and just all of these people trying to shut down the new way of doing things to continue perpetuating this old way that's obviously flimsy, failing, and creating all kinds of problems across the board. I would basically do the opposite that the United States is doing and either, force the U.S. to start waking up and adopting this new era of technology, which obviously they are, but in their own controlled way with the CBDCs and all of that stuff that's coming. So, I don't know. I don't know how conspiratorial it is as much as it is them fighting a lot of what is happening, through the UN and the WEF and just all these groups that are, there's so much to it. And I look at it like they're just trying to rush ahead of what the US is falling behind with.
All right. Two things real quick from some of our super subs here. China trading has not gone live yet. Registration for exchanges has gone live. 2 have been pre-approved. So they are live now. It is 5 a.m. So we're assuming they're going to be trading imminently, if not already. But Crow, I would definitely, this is from Chief Santana, I would definitely be accumulating more Cardano before the pump tonight. It's about to be crazy tonight with China. The ICO was in neighboring Japan. Do you think there's a strong Cardano community in China?
I think there's a strong Cardano community everywhere. I think, if anything, to be honest, I feel like a lot of the Cardano community originated in parts of Asia. I think it was America that, as usual, was late to the game. So, that's my opinion. I mean, keep in mind, back in 2017, everybody was dumping all over it because they just didn't understand the complexities of it. They didn't understand the overall mission, what they were building, how they were building it. Nobody knew. Everybody's so used to this kind of throw a bunch of crap to the wall and see what sticks, patch all the holes later kind of mentality associated with a lot of these blockchains. And Cardano is definitely something different. And so it took a while for people to start realizing exactly what was being built in front of their eyes. And I kind of consider it the Noah's Ark of crypto right now. So I think it's going to, one way or another, it's going to be booming quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, I too was late. I didn't listen to the nerdy friends who said, you need to get in on this. I only got interested when I saw the falconing. All right, Evan, I want to ask you, it's 5 a.m. there. It's about 5:15 right now. Let's assume, we're going to have some influx of retail here. Overall, Evan, are they going to be buyers or are they going to be short sellers?
Based to what I look at, I'm a charts guy, obviously, and I see stuff like this as very bullish on the macro, but in the micro, I mean, we look at when El Salvador first, adopted Bitcoin, what happened there. A lot of these things do tend to be sell the news. And when I look at my charts, what I'll just show you like real quick on one of my charts here, let's go to our Bitcoin chart. I mean, this is what I'm looking at right now, as you can see on the daily here, trigger wave, trigger wave, trigger wave. Also, we had some gapped RSIs, which are pretty good, to bring us up. But now they're coming back down. Our VWAP is coming down here. This one brought us down. What was this one? 11%. So that one brought us down 5%. I think it's most likely. I mean, if we come down 5%, this is your 200 weekly moving average right here. After that, you're looking the 11%, the 24.5. I know. I don't even have to look at an order book to know that there's a ton of liquidation points right around this area, right under 25. I just know, having done this a long enough time, that I know where people place their stop losses and liquidations. I think it's very likely we'd come down that low, but very bullish on the macro. Look, with China, I don't think there's any conspiracy really here. I think it's more just China regulates everything. Like, they regulate how many video games you can play, what social media you can use. They want to be in everybody's business. So that's kind of the thing. There's a big gray area on it. I think they're just going to regulate it a lot. And, they can't fully ban it. And they never do. The way the Chinese government works, like, they never do anything like that dramatic, like if you use a VPN and all that type of stuff. So I think ultimately this stuff is very bullish on the macro, but short term, it's probably going to be a sell the news, especially in this environment.
Well, Evan, just, unrelated question here. You're Supreme Chancellor of America. Would you limit the amount of hours school children could play video games?
I think that I personally wouldn't, because I believe in freedom of speech. But I think as we see, in the next 30, 40 years, as things become just so addictive, I think what you'll probably see, whether people like it or not, is you will see more of the supreme government. Like right now, we have the capitalist democracy government. We'll see more of a capitalistic government with a strict parent, such as kind of how China is, kind of emerge, whether we like it or not. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but that's probably more of what's going to happen. We're probably going to see that more and more as these things are just so addictive. So I see both sides to it. I personally am pro freedom and against it, but whether we like it or not, it's going to happen.
All right, maybe someone could fact check me. I think it's 30 minutes to an hour on a weekday. It might only be 30 minutes. I'm not sure. All right, well, Crypto Blood, let's get that tin foil hat on. I see you have the Detroit hat. Maybe there's foil underneath here. If you had to guess, do you think the CCP secretly holds some Bitcoin? Do you think they have an amount similar to the U.S. government? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they most likely do hold some Bitcoin. I know they definitely don't hold any hex, though.
I saw your tweet. I was wondering if you're going to shoehorn in some hex. I believe you tweet out it's 88% down in 2 weeks.
My heart goes out to the hexagons. I gave them a blood transfusion about an hour ago. Tried to help them out. We'll see what happens. But I think China definitely does have some Bitcoin and other cryptos as well. You got to understand, you asked, I think, Crow, whether or not it was a coincidence that they banned Bitcoin at the top. Well, they've banned it like 3 or 4 times. I remember when I got into crypto in 2013, I think they banned it. And it wasn't a bear market then, it was just getting into a bull market. I don't think they're banning it. It has no relevance or relation to whether we're in a cycle top or low. It's just them trying to figure out how to control it, and they're figuring out and realizing that they can't. So you're going to see the flip flopping going on. First they hate it, ban it, then they'll join it. So hey, they created their own crypto, and they're trying to take market share away from crypto, from Bitcoin and the more decentralized coins. But ultimately, the decentralized coins will win, and they won't be able to fully stop it. And I think eventually they'll just allow it. To be honest with you, so
Yep.
we'll see what happens though.
I remember when China banning Bitcoin was a meme. It happened, it felt like there's a news article related to that every 4 months. And, now
Yeah, exactly.
maybe it'll be a China unbans article every 4 months. That could be a good thing. We also
there you go.
Hit that thumbs up if you don't like the flip floppers. We are not supporters of floppers and gropers here at ATB. All right, well, let's talk about the fake cancer scammer. Hopefully no one watching fell for it. We have a little thread that kind of really just breaks things down. We'll just go through this real quick. Just some fun visuals. Hope, it was a self-proclaimed pixel artist, claimed that they were battling cancer and selling an art collection to raise funds. It was $13 to mint, small price, right? Here was the main post that everyone saw. It was right here. Some sort of cryosis cancer patient. That's the artwork right there. Soon, people shared it everywhere. The consensus: stop donating to greedy influencers, donate to someone in need instead. Tons of people donated, but within hours, hey, sold out. People started to dig deep, finds out that it was stolen art, and they're even lying about having cancer. The reality is they've been socially engineering other people like this for years. It was all the scam. Here you can see at one point the ETH bounced 61. I assume it probably went even higher than that. But then I believe they started moving the funds around there. So a little story there with the twist at the end. Now, Crypto Crow, you saw a lot of people, just making it rain all over crypto Twitter. Hey, send me nothing. I'll give you nothing. Or maybe send me something. And people are just giving it Ethereum. People are giving these addresses meme tokens. Is this the equivalent of just giving someone a dollar on the sidewalk? Do you see this just fun acts of charity? Is this something else? What were your thoughts of this meta that seemed to emerge in the past 48 hours?
I think people are looking for things to just feel good about. I mean, we're trapped in a world right now where just everywhere you turn, it's negativity, toxicity. It's just bad everywhere you go. I'm personally fed up with it. I mean, during the pandemic, when I did the Twisted Times collection, I was literally just trying to come up with a way to get people working together on something and solve a bunch of puzzles, and let's just have fun. Let's do something different. I'm personally fed up with all of the toxicity and have we ever had a more political climate since like maybe the Vietnam War? Like, and it's just everywhere you turn, there's somebody with a toxic opinion. Everybody's finger pointing, everybody's blaming each other for the world falling apart without actually ever spending any time understanding what's really going on. And it's so frustrating. And I think, people have inherently a good heart. You know what I mean? And I think people really do genuinely just want a brighter day, even if it's temporary. People just want something to feel good about, something to have fun with, something to give them a little excitement. And it's a shame that there are people preying on that, but of course there are. I mean, there are so many bad actors in the crypto space, like there is anywhere. I mean, how many robocalls are we getting all the time from call centers trying to rip us off? But politicians want to make it like bad crypto. Crypto's so bad, but it's not. Any vehicle where monetary value or value is exchanged in any way, there are going to be people trying to take advantage of people with more clean intentions or bigger hearts or whatever the case may be. So, we just, everybody has to be very, very careful on who we're helping, who we're sending money to, what we're doing with it.
Yeah, no, we see a lot of the super subs here. A lot of people have personal stories involving cancer. So it's terrible to see someone just scamming off such what was a fundamental cause that affects a lot of people's lives. I pulled up their Twitter account. You can see they deleted their account. Big shocker there. I don't think anyone saw, would have predicted anything different there. Even another fun fact, it actually hit OpenSea trending page at one point, and this coincided with, I think, Poly0x. He collected over $1 million in ETH just requesting funds, promising no return, speaking to Crypto Crow's point there. All right, well, Evan Aldo, want to ask you, about is this seems to be encapsulated. This is just a perfect encapsulation of crypto. Do you think this is exactly what crypto is, or is this a bad representation of what crypto is?
Well, I think in this scam, it's just so dumb because we already have charities, nonprofit organizations that exist that help people with cancer and that help people with things like this, and a lot of them will take crypto donations. So I think just to try to donate to some individual who made some NFTs that like even the thing that gets me about this is like, isn't it so easy to just make some like in graphic design, make some crappy NFTs? They'd even steal the actual design. I'm just thinking like how stupid this whole thing kind of is. I mean, yeah, I only donate money to like charities. Like I've donated crypto to there's a few charities that will accept crypto. A lot of them actually will accept crypto too. And so that's the main vehicle with it. Honestly, like this is going to sound maybe a little down on humanity, but I think people are just stupid to even to just donate to an individual like that. I think you're better off to donate to a charity, a good charity, one that you research about and actually see what they're doing and help multiple people with cancer. Why does just one person, deserve to have all this money, potentially become a millionaire who has cancer while there's other people suffering? There's other people with cancer who probably don't even have the means to, or probably so much worse that they can't even create NFTs. You know what I mean? So I think we got to look at the broader picture, and I like to help people kind of on a macro perspective. So I think it's just a lot of stupidity, and maybe it is social engineering. It's a lot of people, they just want to, look like a good person, look cool, and donate to kind of an individual, which you're way better off to talk about an organization, a good charity, what they have done, and donate crypto to them and spread the notion of that charity. So that's what I would say on that.
All right. And we have a couple super subs here. Just Jim, sick of the word toxic. Todd said the toxic word is toxic. So a lot of people be using that word there. All right. Well,
let me just say this,
well,
DZ.
go ahead. And I want to pull up this tweet too. They have an example. They're pushing at Steph Curry too. It's just this person's funny here. But go ahead.
I'm gonna push back on Evan's comment about donating to charity. And this is what crypto is all about. You're supposed to be able to directly donate to an individual without the middleman. Charities, Red Cross, it was exposed many years ago that like 4% of the funds go to the actual cause. So I'm for donating to individuals directly. I think that's what the power of crypto does, and we need to do more of it. Now with that, you're gonna have punks, scammers like this individual. But hey, it comes a dime a dozen, man. It's just gonna happen. You just gotta kind of work around it, and I think you gotta leverage the whole crypto stack. And really
Blood,
directly to people.
Maybe you give some advice here. I want to pull up this one tweet from the thread here. The reality is they've been social engineering for years here. This is a tweet at Steph Curry. This is 2 years ago where they say all of a sudden, well, it's their wife that now has cancer and they're 200K dead in it. Trying to get Steph Curry to give him some money here. This is a little, just another example of social engineering. Crypto Blood, do you have any general advice on how to avoid getting scammed by a social engineer?
No. I know you're looking for something. No. Right. I mean, you can't. I mean, I guess if you had a blue check, maybe that would be better. But hey, the blue check person had the Pentagon blown up. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah. And in the age of AI, DZ, it's really going to become very hard.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I don't have any advice. Sorry, guys. Just give me the points for being honest.
No, that's a good point. And you brought up the blue check mark. It's actually worse than that. There are now fake accounts with yellow check marks, including Crypto Taco got liked by fake Jared from Subway MEV bot. Also, fake Bored Ape Yacht Club with the yellow check mark. I think it's $10,000 a month. So these people are paying good money to rip off other people. So, hey, There's obviously some money in this. All right, well, let's go to talk a little T-Mobile. Hit that like button if you ever had T-Mobile or Cricket or a pager for that matter. Well, their parent company, Deutsche Telekom, they just became a Polygon node operator, folks. This isn't the first time they've stepped into crypto. This is the fourth node that they're operating. They also have one on Chainlink. They have one on Ethereum. They have one on Flow blockchain. Now that they have one on Polygon. Still unclear if they're going to offer some staking services, but they will be to clients. But they will be providing staking services to the Polygon mainnet from specific dApps. So they're going to be acting as a bridge from, one would assume, mobile apps on the device with the Polygon mainnet here. Now, Crypto Crow, can T-Mobile find their niche as a obscure crypto telecom company? They're pretty far behind Verizon and AT&T. Can this get them into the fight?
Well, I think it's cool that they support polyamory, and I think it's good to have such an open mind in business. No, I honestly, I think everybody's going to at some point. I think that with them being kind of a spearhead in blockchain the way they've been doing, I think it's actually a good thing. I don't think there's anything personally wrong with it. I think it's just a matter of time until a lot of these mobile carriers continue to kind of toe the line and get more involved in the space and things. So yeah, I don't really have all that much to say about this particular topic, just because it's happening with Polygon. I mean, it could be anyone, you know what I mean? And I think that they'll likely grow. The thing of it is, for me, what I'm really wanting to see is, I'm interested to see, when does like AT&T, use blockchain for SIM chip verification, like when do they start utilizing some of this technology for actual real good use cases? And then from there, how is each of these networks potentially going to be able to work together, bridge gaps through interoperability between the different nodes? And there's so much. I mean, we're literally just I hate it. I can't believe I just said that damn word. Sorry. We are seeing the groundwork being laid for so much in the future. And honestly, I want to see World Mobile, what role are they going to play in a lot of this stuff as they continue to build their infrastructure in parts of the world where they don't have any of this kind of infrastructure. So I don't know. I think it's all cool. I mean, we're still at the ground level, man. I mean, I know a lot of us that have been around a while, Blood. I mean, he's like 95 years old, but he drinks blood. It's why he still looks like he's 20, and it's like guys like him and who have been in the space longer than most of us, they've seen it all, but we're still all at such a baby in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I think it's cool.
Definitely. Well, today's episode not brought to you by Adrenochrome, but is brought to you by Presyn. I'm sure they'll love that segue there. We're all on the ground floor. Crypto Crow, you're on another level above us, I think it's fair to say here.
I'm just amazed at how Crypto Crow keeps his mouth closed while talking.
Well, we did have a chat from Bullish on Parade. Bullish on Parade asked Crow, what is Crow looking at? Crow, do you remember what you're looking at when that photo was taken?
I'm looking at Evan right now.
Evan, you're looking at Evan. You're in Evan's premium Discord as he was giving it nice juicy trick. Okay. All right. Well, Evan, phones, they come with Apple Pay. They come with Google Pay automatically. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the next generation of these T-Mobile phones, are they going to come with a crypto wallet automatically, you think?
I don't know necessarily a crypto wallet, but I definitely think, T-Mobile, it's in the right step in the right direction. Obviously, there's security benefits. It's still experimental, but obviously security benefits or smart contracts and stuff with payments. So yeah, it would definitely make sense with the wallet. I think a company like T-Mobile, which has kind of lagged behind, Verizon and AT&T, they're taking a little bit of a risk with this, obviously. I mean, any new innovation, could go wrong or whatever. I think it probably in the long term will work out well for them. I wouldn't surprise me in 6 months, 6 months from now, if crypto's down a lot, they get some backlash on it. But I do think it ultimately in the macro will be very good for them. And I think you're going to eventually kind of get to that point with the wallets being on the phones. And there's probably going to be another debate similar to like kind of Ledger. Oh, these companies have all your keys, so don't they? It's going to be that kind of security debate all over again, probably. So yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think they're all going to do it. It's a little bit experimental. Sometimes if you're the first person to try something, you may get the, networks go down, these type of things. You may get some backlash on, especially if crypto crashes in the next few months. But yeah, I think it's a step in the right.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. They will be the next recipient of the not your keys, not your crypto narrative. Before it was centralized exchanges. Next time, could be cell phone providers. Well, Crypto Blood, I brought up earlier, well, we have Apple Pay. It's just built into your Apple phone. Google Pay, same thing here with Google phones, Android operating system. Do we need a built-in hardware integration for mass adoption, or can we rely on them downloading something from the App Store?
It's gonna have to be App Store. That's the way it's gonna have to be. We're very far from getting people to physically, interact with the blockchain. Got a lot of ways to go for that, man. So yeah, the consumer is still in the new, as Crow just said, we're still in the very early stages of blockchain. So you can only imagine your lay user. They're way out, 5-10 years before you see them very comfortable with using blockchain. So I think the lowest barrier to entry will be using like an app or something like that.
What do you see emerging first or taking the lead? Is it going to be Google and Android, or is it going to be Apple?
Oh, definitely Google Android. You know that, DZ. That was a loaded potato.
Well,
come on, man.
Apple does have the VR headset with Decentraland, so that might move
man.
ahead their plans.
They want all the money. They want a closed ecosystem. No way, Jose.
All right. Well, as long as my
Google
metaverse
Android.
has Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, I'm going to be happy. That's all I know. All right, but
I'm gonna put my picture up there. That's gonna be mine.
We have several ventriloquists on the show today. I'm gonna try. I can't really do it, but I think that's all we have time for. And it looks like Crypto Crow, even though he was laser focused on Evan, he still ended up taking it home. So Crow, feel free. Let us know how the cry flies.
The cry flies.
The cry.
You know what? Actually, I do want to make a bit of an announcement because you're going to start seeing a lot more of me in relation to karate combat. So make sure you check out karate.com.
Are you on the new season of Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai. I like that corny show, believe it or not.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Cobra Kai never died.
No, go check it out because I'm going to be there June the 24th in Miami again, and I'm going to be there for a couple of days talking to a lot of the fighters, talking to a lot of the people there, and I've got a video coming that I'm going to be doing that kind of breaks down what they're all about, what they're doing, the app, and getting free tokens and all kinds of fun stuff. These guys are legit, man. You have it. I mean, they were just on Joe Rogan. I mean, Boss Root was talking about karate combat. I think even Joe Rogan's coming in Miami. Coming to Miami on the 24th. I might actually be able to meet him and get some content with him. So we'll see. I don't know, but I'm pretty pumped, and you guys should check it out if you're a fight fan at all, or you just like free tokens.
Yeah, there'll be quite the height differential. Crypto Crow is 7 feet tall. For those who don't know, Joe Rogan, I don't know. I know he's a manlet, so that'd be just pretty comical seeing visually. But that is all we have time for. Make sure you go down into the description. Follow the 3 channels we got right here. They're all putting out great content. Crypto Blood, Crypto Crow, they're standing still, but they're always on the move, and they'll let you know what's going on. Evan Aldo, one of the best Discords in the game. That's all we got. Make sure you hit that like button. Until next time, easy out.
Peace and love.
Holla.